OMG. Okay, so as you guys know, I'm pregnant.
Oh
14 weeks
my
now.
god. So the caption reads, "Is it okay to date while pregnant?" Imagine that. Yeah, this is AFBB perfectly put. Alpha seed beta need, guys. Wouldn't you love to be the guy that dates the girl who's already been impregnated by another guy?
So I'm not with the child's father.
Really?
I mean, that's like a whole nother story. We'll get to that. But is it okay to date while pregnant? Like, I just want to know, like, men and women, like, what's y'all take on this? Like,
Yeah, is it okay to date? Is it okay to use other men for money, attention, resources, validation while I'm literally growing the child of another man inside me? And the implication is the following. Is it okay for me to want another man to take care of Chad's kids? And then the women are going to go, "You go, queen, you're strong and independent, so powerful, amazing, the other man who impregnated you was A-word," etc., etc. But really, what's going on? What's going on is she had Chad's kid, and now she wants another man to take care of it. Ridiculous.
because, I mean, there's some wannabe stepdaddies out there, but do y'all feel like it's weird? Because I kind of feel like it was weird at first. I haven't started dating yet, but I feel like it was weird at first. Like, I got a belly. You looking at me like that? Like, what does that mean? So, tell me.
Oh my god. So is it possible that she's actually that clueless? That she doesn't understand, like, fundamentally, the worst thing you can do to a man is to make him a cuckold, right? The worst thing you can do to a man is to have a child with another man and then have him take care of that man's children. Like, in the animal kingdom, if another man comes in the picture, what happens? He doesn't keep the children of the old parents. That's what happens. And I'm pretty sure that the rate of bad things happening to stepchildren is very high. From men, it's like 10 times the rate. So you're putting your child at risk by doing this. You should really be with the child's father. That's what you should be doing, instead of literally throwing the child's father out of the picture and then using another man for money or validation and paying for that child. It's ridiculous.
Is it okay for me to?
No.
Guys, if you're trying to date an independent woman, make sure you are not insecure, because dating an independent woman is not easy. And it's definitely not for everybody, because she doesn't need you, and she's gonna make sure.
Yeah, she doesn't need you, right? Like, what man wants to feel like he's useless? What man doesn't want to feel that? You know, like, it's ridiculous, man. Like, these girls that say they're independent, what have they done? What they've done is they've become the very men that they're attracted to, and then they expect those men to be into them and to act as they expect those men to be more into them as a result. But men are not attracted to men or masculine energy. If they were, they would just date other men. So why are you doing this? And then this goes like 27k in debt, 30k in debt, 31k in debt, everybody's smiling. I know, and then they're on seeking arrangements. Oh my god, so strong, so independent, so powerful, you go queens. Yeah, this is ridiculous. So the idea is this. These girls, they'll get into like sugar daddy relationships so that the sugar daddy pays for their student debt. Yeah, can guys do this? Yeah, men can't do this. So this is literally the situation, right? These girls are selling themselves to get rid of their student debt, and then they're ruined in the future as a result. But they get into student debt, like taking the worst possible degrees that don't lead to careers that actually, that actually do anything. So these girls are literally destroying themselves. And then what happens when they are unable to pair bond and they get into a relationship that leads to a divorce? They blame the men. You see? Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you want to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. It's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just subscribe to any tier. Any support is appreciated. All right, let's continue.
Remember the good old days when men used to stand up so that women could sit down? Look at that. All the women are standing. And all... What?
That's right. So before, when women were considered the weaker sex or whatever, the gentler sex, and men were supposed to take care of them, in those times, when women knew their place and acted like it, all the men stood up and they let the women sit down, right? But nowadays, women expect to be strong and independent and then still be treated chivalrously. So they want their cake and to eat it too. And obviously, if you want your cake and to eat it too, you're not going to get it. People are going to wake up and they're going to avoid you, right? And that's what happened on the bus, right? You saw the guy who was all mad. Yeah, he was mad because he knows that there's a double standard of behavior, and why would men subscribe to this double standard? They'll just walk away.
Just in case y'all wanted more proof that females be lying in those comment sections. So first, look at this shit. Look at these comments. Ready for this? Oh yeah, I love the confidence. Beautiful. Love this. Yes, for the confidence. I like your outfit. And then, same sound, just a different girl. A girl whose body they're probably jealous of. What is this, girly? Guys, I don't think she's joking. It's okay to breathe. Is this a joke? Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, so the idea is very simple, right? The girls who are not competition, the girls will go, you go queen, you're strong and independent, don't ever change, etc. But the girls that are competition, they will try to destroy them. That's because the girls are in fierce competition over Chad, right? So girls have a vested interest in destroying the self-esteem of other women, right? And this is why the worst behavior, the worst shaming behavior is actually done by women against other women. It's for that reason. Oh, it's also the reason why girls tend to ruin their friends' relationships because of that same jealousy. Okay, when you ask him his height and it starts with a 5.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
So cool, so strong and independent. Yeah, it's like the girls that are like, under 5'5" and they say, what do you call a guy under 6 feet? A friend. Yeah, like it's again, these girls complain, right, when they can't get a guy that's over 6 feet, but they also complain when you say that they need to be under a size 6 in dress size. You see what I'm saying? It's rules for thee, but not for me. By the way, a man can't magically grow taller, but a woman can magically lose weight. She just has to not eat a ton of McDonald's.
I'm fully convinced that a lot of y'all men don't like women. Y'all like little girls.
False.
Y'all walk around talking about, it's just I just have preferences. Talking about no saggy skin, no cellulite, no stretch marks. Titties need to be all the way up here. Okay, titties tiny and up here. No hair on your body at all. And she needs to be small, cute little voice. Yeah, what you're describing is a prepubescent girl.
That's not true. What we're describing is a young woman. All men are attracted to younger women, 18 to 23. That's not prepubescent. You're in that age range. So again, what is this girl actually trying to do? She's trying to shame men for their preferences. And why is she trying to do that? Because she wants Team Girl to see what a strong supporter she is of Team Girl, because she doesn't want to be expelled from Team Girl. She also wants to shame men into going for women that they're not attracted to. So she wants to shame men into going for girls that are fat. She wants to shame men into going for girls that are older. She wants to shame men for going for girls who are uncompetitive, etc. Right? And why is that? Because ultimately, she wants herself to have a safety net after she's done making her bad decisions. That's why.
A child. The problem is y'all don't like women.
False.
Y'all like children, and it's weird as hell.
Also, I don't understand why they don't say women, they say woman. That's incorrect grammatically. So what are you doing? So no, that's not true. and you're rude for saying it, whoever this girl is.
When I was a kid, my parents worked pretty much all the time, so they required me to have a babysitter. And my babysitter was always the same girl. She was 16 or 17 at the time, and she was absolutely stunning. Keep in mind, I was around 8 or 9 at the time. But there's one weekend that she came over that I'll never forget. So the night started off like usual. When she got there, she cooked me some dinner. Actually, it was grilled salmon. This girl could cook. And she was super lenient and cool, so after we got done eating, she let me watch an R-rated movie with her. But once it was time to put me to bed is where things got insane. She walked me up to my room and told me goodnight and that she loved me because we were pretty close at the time. Well, I tried going to sleep, but it wasn't working, so I started playing some video games. And after a while, I got bored and still wasn't tired, so I decided to go back downstairs to talk to the babysitter. But when I got downstairs, she was laying completely unclothed on my couch. Doing this? I was at a loss for words. She was so beautiful, and this is the first time I'd seen anything like that in real life. She was so bad that I could not help but sit and watch. That was until she noticed me looking at her. She immediately jumped up and screamed and put her clothes on. And I ran back to my room because I knew I was in trouble. And a few moments later, my bedroom door burst open and she started screaming at me. And then she literally bent me over and spanked me. But after she calmed down, she told me that I could not tell my parents about this because she really didn't want to lose her job. If I didn't tell them and forgot about it, then me and her would be cool. And I really liked her, so I didn't end up telling my parents. And I'm still in contact with her today. I just, haven't cracked yet. But we'll see.
That's funny. And he tells the story on TikTok. But yeah, I don't know. This is a harmless story in my opinion. Like, again, I don't know. That sort of thing happens, right? The babysitter should have been more careful, but she let's move on.
If you happy, you know it, bounce that ass. Bounce that ass.
So again, why do girls make TikToks like this? The reason why girls make TikToks like this is for attention and validation from men. So if you see even one of these videos by your girl on TikTok, what that means is that she is not your property, she is everyone's property. And so she's not girlfriend material. All right. Let's read the article. Here's the deal. Today I'm going to tell you some harsh truths. These are the truths that you should actually have been taught as a young man so you can actually be successful. By not knowing these things and following the teachings of pop culture and the matriarchy, you're on the rails for disaster. So here is what you need to know. Men are born without value. Men, you need to understand that you're born with nothing. You're valueless. Men of value are built, not born. You will struggle in your life, especially when you're young. Life to men is a wall they have to climb. If you do not climb the wall, you'll be used and discarded by life. You must work in order to be in the top 20% of men, or be treated as common garbage by the world and discarded when you're no longer of use. Start your journey now, make good choices, and by the time you're 35, you'll understand that the world is your oyster. This is only the case if you work to build yourself into a man of value. Next, women, you are entitled to nothing. Women, you need to understand you're entitled to nothing. The world does not owe you success or understanding. If you do not understand your biological reality, you're destined for cat ladyhood. You must be intelligent about your reproductive choices when you're young and competitive, age 18 to 23. If you squander this time, your chances of being successful in life drop like a stone. Try to be married and have children when you're still biologically competitive, or pay the price. The world will not give you a good life just for being born a woman. Be wise and invest your looks when you have them. If you waste them, you'll likely be miserable in your future. The world runs on the Pareto principle. Both men and women need to understand that the world runs on the Pareto principle. This means that 80% of the success is had by 20% of the people. This applies to wealth, but also to the bedroom fun marketplace. The top 80% of women are competing for the top 20% of men. This means that the competition for high-value men is fierce. Men, you should struggle to break into the high-value group, and women, you should improve yourself and invest in your looks in order to get one of those men when you're still young. Failing to do so will result in misery. No one is coming to save you. You need to understand no one's coming. If you're making bad choices early in life, they'll compound and destroy you when you're older. Men cannot afford to be in the bottom 80% when they're older, as that is when they are destroyed by life. For men, their destruction will look like divorce and children who grow up to be dregs of society. Women cannot afford to be unmarried and childless when they're older. No one will come to save them. A woman's failure looks like many cats or dogs and dying alone. You've been warned. Alright, back to the video. Ridiculous.
Stop. If you are seeing this video, sis, you are a badass bitch, but maybe you just don't know it yet. So I'm here to teach you how to use what you got to get what you want. And in our third lesson, we're going to talk about how you are the CEO of you. And everything.
Oh my god. So here's the idea. These girls are taught, you're the CEO of you, you're the leader, you control everything. Yeah, if you control everything, girls, what's going to happen is you're going to end up alone with cats and boxed wine. Men do not want to fight every time they go home with a girl that thinks that she knows better. It's not enjoyable for men to have a life like this. So they literally won't choose it. They won't marry you. They won't live with you.
Time you leave your house, you are a walking advertisement for your brand. Your brand is you. So I don't give a damn where you're going in 2021. Every time, I want you to show up like the baddest you can be. And I want you to...
That's actually good advice. When the girl says, I want you to show up everywhere looking really good, I think that's actually wise. The only exception I have is the following, okay? When you have a boyfriend, when you're in a serious relationship, here is the caveat, the way I'll change it, okay? Because that is good advice. With your man, when you're with him, you give him your best. You look your best, you sound your best, you dress your best, etc. When you're not with your man, you can relax it a little bit. That is the way it should go. Your man gets your best, everyone else gets what's second rate.
Post it on Instagram, on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Facebook, fuck your family, on TikTok, because you need to promote your brand.
Right, so this is terrible advice. The girl is saying, use every possible social media outlet to promote yourself. No, don't do that. Men will see you for the attention seeker that you are, and they will not commit to you. So don't do that. That's terrible advice.
Your brand is you. You better work like you know what the company worth.
That is true.
Tell me if you've seen this before too. Girls who are super, super confident, extremely successful, so pretty, like drop dead gorgeous, have everything going on for them. They're always single.
Yeah, why is that? The reason that they're single is because they're acting like strong, independent women. And strong, independent women end up, you guessed it, they end up alone. Because they're strong and independent. Yeah. Here is what this girl is not giving for advice, okay? She's not saying fit, feminine, friendly, submissive, cooperative, and bedroom fun loyal. She's not saying that. She's not saying that. If she was, it would be fine, right? But what she's saying instead is be strong and independent, be your own girl, make your own money, be, individualistic, whatever. This kind of thing pushes men away. That's why those girls are single. Also, as women make more money, they actually push away guys because they're hypergamous. So women want men who are superior to them in every way. So the more money the girl makes, the more money she expects her partner to have. So, there you go.
And then on the other hand, guys who are super attractive, confident, super smart, everything, they're always in a relationship. Am I making this up, or?
The reason is because of this. When a man is super attractive, when he's super attractive, he has lots of options. So he's able to choose a girl who is good for him and keep her. She will be actively invested in staying. So that's why. And then let's say the relationship ends. The guy could get another relationship fairly quickly because those men are in demand. So there you go.
Have other people seen this trend too?
Sometimes I wonder why I'm still single, but then I remember my taste in men, and this girl's like, overweight, etc. The guys with 20 plus felonies, a slight addiction to illicit substances, been to prison, but would, throw anyone aside for me. Yeah, that's not good taste in men. You're going to end up alone and miserable like this. That's not, those are not the men that you should be going after. Those are not attractive men. I mean, maybe they're physically attractive. And yes, there's a sense of danger. I don't know if you guys have heard of hybristophilia. It's the idea that many women are attracted to bad men. Men that, have done crimes, are in jail, etc. And the reason is because it triggers the protective instinct for women. They feel safer with men that are capable of violence, right? And so that's why I subscribe to the Teddy Roosevelt idea. his expression is as follows. By the way, a previous president of the United States, he said, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." So you as a man, you need to be that big stick. So you need to be strong and powerful and, you know, able to fight, etc. So that should the situation come up ever that you need to, you can protect yourself, you can protect your woman, you can protect your children. All right, let's do the fake Tinder profile here. So again, guys, these fake Tinder profiles, you can just Google them. The reason why we look at them is because there's stuff to learn from these, okay? So this is Fang, who's 20. And she says, yes, she was cold. But basically the idea is she's showing as much of her body off as possible. And this is for Chad. And she's like, I like elevator music, etc. Like this is the kind of thing that, again, you can't make this up. This is what girls are doing when they're in their early 20s. Just keep that in mind, guys. Because you cannot make this up. This is what the girls are doing. And if a girl is doing that, that's not long-term relationship material. Just keep that in mind. All right, let's continue.
So there seems to be some confusion about people like me. People who have set hard boundaries where the bar is really, really high.
Oh, no.
I am not high maintenance with a ton of baggage. Oh, no, poodle.
Notice how this girl is talking down to the camera. Yeah, imagine being in a relationship with this girl and how she's speaking to you. Does anybody want to be in a relationship with a girl like this? I don't know about you, but I'm not choosing that. If I have the option to not choose that. So here is the thing with girls, right, who have high end counts. What they usually do is their standards go up and up, but their value goes down. Their competitiveness goes down. So they become more and more unable to have children and a stable family, but their standards go ever higher, right? So that's just how it goes. You will get more and more drama out of these girls the older and the more jaded they get. So avoid. Girls past the age of 28, they're not for dating. Like, leave them aside and go for younger women, guys, because they're less damaged. It's you could maybe find one 28-year-old or, you know, a 32-year-old who's not damaged like that, but the likelihood is much higher that they are, because as you've seen in the videos, these girls are never not sleeping with a guy. So, I mean, there you go.
I am a warrior with a ton of scars, and each one of those scars represents a never again. Behavior I will never again accept. Never again with the lying. Never again with the cheating, the manipulation, the narcissism, the gaslighting, the negging, the toxic.
Okay, so keep this in mind, guys. Every one of these things that she says, this is an end count of 1, and also it's who she actively chose. Women are the selectors for not for relationship. They're the selectors for bedroom fun. They select who they allow in their bodies, right? They select who they want to sleep with. This is the guy, or the guys that this girl has specifically chosen. Keep that in mind. She's telling on herself.
Toxic masculinity, never again. And the only people who have a problem with how high my bar is are the ones who know they can't reach it.
Yeah, that's not it. It's, I don't want to come home to a girl who argues and fights and tells me what to do and is annoying when I have the option of being with a girl who won't do that. So I will actively choose to avoid situations like that because I care about my own sanity. I'm not going to have my sanity ground down by a girl who behaves like this.
This is my boyfriend Derek. This is Derek's boyfriend Ben.
Wait, sorry, what's the situation?
Derek is gay, but he's straight for me, but he's gay for Ben, and Ben's really gay for Derek.
So again, guys, as we go into 2022 and beyond, as we go into this, just keep in mind that more and more polyamorous relationships like this are going to happen, where one girl has multiple men that she's in a relationship with, because men are going to become so desperate they'll be willing to share a girl with another man. We're going to skip this one. I don't really want to. It's just YouTube terms of service. We're not going to touch that one.
This on Instagram, and I wish I could find it again, but it said, "Men don't fear false allegations; they fear accountability."
No, that's not true. Men don't fear accountability. In fact, a man's whole life is accountability. in order to become a successful, superior man, a man has to be accountable. So no, men don't fear accountability. In fact, from a young age, men are forced to be accountable. Women aren't, but men are. But they do fear false allegations, because in modern 2022 society, you're guilty until proven innocent. So because you're guilty until proven innocent, most men won't touch that kind of stuff with a 10-foot pole.
I just don't understand why men are afraid of being falsely accused. Maybe they should stop being such pieces of shit then. Meanwhile, on Twitter, I was badly craving Pizza Hut, so I asked my boyfriend if he'd buy it because I was broke, and he said no because I didn't really need it. So I threatened to report him for domestic violence, and the mofo was on the app right away. # free pizza.
Right, so that's called strong-arming. Again, this kind of thing is what is able to be done, right? And that is shameful behavior, in my opinion. That is a word. So there you go. This is what is capable of being done, guys. This is why you need to check for red flags right away. Because if the girl is doing stuff like this, that's not long-term relationship material. That's not any relationship material. You avoid that like the plague. I'm telling you.
Yes, Queen! Nothing is more powerful than threatening to destroy a man's life.
Indeed. Alright. Here's the article here. Debunking 6 myths about people in the bedroom fun industry. Myth number 1. The words we use to describe them don't really matter. Our culture views people in the bedroom fun industry as trashy, dirty, people that use illicit substances, etc. Even those who don't want to use dehumanizing labels often don't know how to refer to people in the bedroom fun industry. Most often you'll hear the word, the P word. And while some may identify themselves as such, this word has a strong negative connotation, and many prefer not to be referred to by this term. Since there are major differences between those who engage in commercial bedroom fun consensually, those coerced, and everything in between, it's important that we use language to reflect that. For this reason, people who voluntarily engage in the bedroom fun trade generally prefer the term bedroom fun work. So again, guys, what they're trying to do is they're trying to sanitize the language. And why? Because they're trying to normalize the language. And why? Because they're trying to make this respectable so that those girls can have a chance to have a stable family after they've made their bad decisions. And I'm here to tell you guys that we are not here saving these girls from their bad decisions. Because what happens? What happens is your life ends up in forfeit, but even worse than that, your children's lives become ruined by associating with a girl like this. So don't do it. People in the bedroom fun industry are all straight, poor adult American women who work in the streets. No, that's not true. People in the bedroom fun industry are all victims or all empowered. Okay, this article is ridiculous. Myth number 5, people in the bedroom fun industry should be ashamed for selling their bodies. We know that culture shames women for having bedroom fun, and this certainly extends to the bedroom fun industry. The stigmatization and the idea that people in the bedroom fun industry should feel shame or should be shamed as a way to get them out of this industry is altogether wrong. Actually, no. I think that shaming should be brought back because, again, these girls are ruining their lives. But more importantly, they're ruining the lives of their future children. Like, this is not okay. It's destructive for the girls. So they shouldn't be doing it. Alright, we're going to end the video there. Again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. It's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just join any tier. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch my content, especially if you watch the end of the video. You're amazing, guys, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosdonations. Books. Thank you so much for all of your support.